Hi friends, and welcome back to 155 Books. My name is Shannon and today I'm going to be sharing with you my books for bowel cancer / April TBR. So it's been a really long time since I've done a TBR video. Also, I want to quickly apologise for a couple of things. You may be able to hear a really annoying background noise, which might be the filter from my fish tank, so I apologise for that. And I apologise for just the general casualness of this video, but I really wanted to film this TBR video and get it up before April. So the readathon, the Books for Bowel Cancer readathon, is happening throughout the whole of April, and it's being hosted by the lovely Charlie. I will obviously tag everything in the description box, and if I'm able to I will also put the prompts board up here. But basically the readathon is happening in the month of April because April is Bowel Cancer Awareness Month. Please go and watch Charlie's video on her reasons for why she created this readathon, and again it's one of the reasons why I'm taking part, because I personally have not personally experienced bowel cancer, but my mum had bowel cancer a couple of years ago, and like I say, I really like the way Charlie has come up with this idea. So the prompts are basically symptoms for bowel cancer to raise awareness. So you start off with the symptom and then say the prompt, and I'm just going to go through the books that I've picked because I'm very excited. So because my brain at the moment is pretty mushy and my memory is really bad, normally I'd be able to sit here and just tell you what the prompts are and the symptoms are without anything around me. However, that's not where we're at the moment. So I'm doing what Victoria does from What Victoria Read. I've got my trusty notebook where I've got everything written down, because I really, like I say, want to explain this properly. So I'm going to go through the prompts and the symptoms, but like I say, starting with the symptoms. So the first symptom is bleeding from your bottom / blood in your poo, and the prompt is a book with red on the cover. So I'm also going to mention that I'm tying in another theme in April, is that I basically want to really crack down on the books that I'm currently reading. My currently reading list is too high. So I've also kind of tied some of the books that I'm currently reading into these prompts so I can try and get them finished in April so that we can start May with some brand new books. So with that in mind, the book that I have picked for this prompt is Tales from Shakespeare by Michael Morpurgo. So if you are not new here, you will have maybe seen that I've been reading this for a really long time. I don't know why it's taken me so long. So I think dipping in and out of it isn't really working for me. So in April I plan to try and sit down and finish this sort of like in one go. So you may not notice that there is red on the cover. I really had to, in my head I was like, I swear there was red on this cover. There is in fact red on this cover. So the ring that this bird on Shakespeare's shoulder, he's holding a ring and there's a ruby in the ring. I will take a separate shot and put that here for you to see. The next symptom is losing weight, but you're not sure why, and the prompt for this one is read a book with fewer than 400 pages. This one was really easy to pick a book for, so this isn't in my currently reading pile, but I have chosen to pick up and read So Late in the Day by Claire Keegan. I got this one for Christmas after reading 2 Claire Keegan books last year, and that was my first foray into her works, and I adored both of the ones I read last year. So I think I'd been saving this one for like the perfect time, but actually I've realised I just want to read it. And also I've got a couple of other hefty books on this TBR, so I know that in April I'll probably want to feel like I'm achieving something. So this one is like, I think maybe less than 50 pages. So I know that I can just devour this in like one sitting, and that will make me feel like I have achieved something. I'm not going to give you a synopsis of this because with the Claire Keegan books I like to know absolutely nothing going into them because they're so short, and then you're just like completely taken aback by how wonderful the stories are despite them being so short. So yeah, if you want to know what this is about, you're going to have to do a bit of a Google. The next symptom is a change in how often you poo or regularly having diarrhea or constipation. And the prompt for this one is read a book that's different to your norm, e.g. a different genre or format. And for this one I have selected, I didn't really cheat, but I have selected The Count of Monte Cristo, which is huge. But the reason why I picked it for this symptom and prompt is because with audiobooks I go months without reading any, and then or listening to any audiobooks, and then suddenly I'm in an audiobook mood again. So that's why I picked this for sort of like different to my norm, because I haven't listened to an audiobook in a really, like, since like last year. Started listening to it on audiobook. I'm not sure, depending on where I am, whether I'm gonna have to start it again. But this one, like I say, it's very lengthy, but I'm hoping I am able to listen to the whole of this in April and finally get it off my currently reading pile. The next symptom is feeling tired all the time but you aren't sure why, and the prompt for this one is the self-care prompt. So do something to treat yourself. For example, like a bath. I do love a bubble bath and I love going for walks and things, but actually after watching Charlie's TBR video, which again I will link in the description box, I have selected a book because I feel like that's such a good idea sometimes, like thinking of a book as a self-care prompt, because I recently bought a book that is definitely a self-care book. And I am beyond excited about picking this one up, and again it's hopefully quite a quick easy read, so I will be able to finish this one in April, and that is The Complete Brambley Hedge by Jill Barklam. So I loved Brambley Hedge as a child. I didn't read any of the books. I had the videotapes, but I only had, I think, 2 videotapes with, I think, the autumn and the winter and the spring stories, and I just loved it so much, and I wanted to live in their world, and I just thought it was so wonderful. And then I didn't hear about Brambley Hedge for so long, and then suddenly out of nowhere I kept seeing it. So you could buy calendars in Waterstones, and I found, I think, like one of the Brambley Hedge stories like videos on YouTube a couple of years ago, and I watched that, and just the nostalgia. But for the first time, this is the first time I've ever seen an actual book, and it's The Complete Brambley Hedge, and I got this at Rest Park. So we went recently. I love Rest Park to visit, see the house and walk around the gardens, and I love their gift shop, and this was in their gift shop, and I was like, didn't even have to look at the price or think about buying it. I was like, I need this in my life. So obviously there's beautiful illustrations in it, which are sort of like what the videotapes were, like the video version were obviously based off. And yeah, and I've just remembered about Primrose and the different characters, and I know that maybe snuggling up one evening in bed with a hot chocolate and snacks and a candle on and just reading this is just gonna really, really like fill my soul with happiness. And the last symptom is a pain or lump in your tummy, and the prompt is a book that you have been avoiding / or you can revisit a soft DNF. And I love this prompt. It's such a good idea, especially for, like I say, the fact that I have got so many currently reading books on that I'm currently reading, but a lot of them are probably soft DNFs and books that I have been avoiding. And for this one, it's another very chunky one, but that is The Will of the Many by James Islington. So I was actually meant to finish this at the end of March. However, my reading in March kind of took a bit of a hit, just because, again, the personal reasons with my mum, and I just wasn't in the right headspace to be reading such a chunky book. I'm not even halfway through this yet, but I'm not put off by that because it's a very easy read, and yeah, I'm very excited to just jump back into this and hopefully finish it off in April, which is for me a big ask with the other books on my TBR, but I have faith in myself, especially because I will have some time off over Easter. So Easter is like early April, so I'm gonna try and finish some of the other ones on my TBR and then focus on this maybe for the rest of April. So yay. So that is it for today's video, but please do check out Charlie's videos that I'm going to link in the description box if you're interested in joining in this readathon or just finding out a little bit more about it. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon in my next video.